In this screencast, what I'd like to do is go over some of the initial icons you'll see. This is kind of a two-part video. This first one, we're going to go over the majority of what these icons you see here are, what the arrows mean, what the hand means, the I, the X, and kind of just discuss some of their functions and how you use them. One of the things Moodle offers is it offers a lot of editing work, not very deep into it, and that it's on the surface. So one of the first icons that you'll see is the hand holding a pencil. This icon tells you that you're allowed to make updates or allowed to insert some content into that section. Essentially, each one of these holds a place there, and that every time you put something in a place, you'll get this row of icons that follow behind it that allow you to manipulate it and do with it what you want. So let's look at the idea first of the arrows. The arrows indent the item one direction or the other, left or right. So if I was to click on the left arrow, letting the page refresh, pulling down, notice how now the item has indented left. This is particularly helpful, like when you look down here where I've inserted a label. This is helpful in being able to segment off items. And that notice underneath where it says insert a label, these items are indented. So from the standpoint of how we would like our students to see it is that you could label something we get into a little bit later, and then you're able to indent items underneath it to create either a pattern or segment off certain areas that are related to one another. And if you click the arrow to move it right, it just moves it back in line. And you can click it over further or back, just like the image to look. Another item to look at are the up and down arrows right here. These will move the item wherever you'd like to place it. And the reason why this is important is that as you upload material into whatever topic or course or week that you're working in, you're not able to set the cursor anywhere as far as where you want it to go. It just kind of whatever order you put it in is the order, the sequential order it follows. So this was the first item I put in. Scroll down, this was the last item I put in. And so let's say if I wanted to move save course material up to where turn editing on. So I would click by save course material. I'd come over here and click the up arrow. I'm then going to get the screen to refresh and a bunch of outlined boxes. Now, whichever box you click on, that's where that item will move to. And knowing I want it to be up above turn editing on, you click, and it will move it there. So it now has swapped places. So that's how you're able to arrange your items according to how you'd like the students to view them in the sequence you'd like them to view them inside each topic or week. This item here, the hand holding the little pencil, that's how you update. All right, there's a few important features inside the update screen. Now, this is the initial screen that you drop into. And notice here by name, the red asterisk. That means it's required, and you'll see that periodically throughout Moodle. If for any reason you forget to fill a required box in, Moodle will tell you, so you don't have to worry about missing something that's required. But the name function, that is what the student sees. And so that is what the student knows to link to whatever item you put there, whether it be an assignment, a discussion, a chat, a wiki, whatever it may be. Those names need to match up with your syllabus. So therefore, the students are able to stay consistent in the wording that they see. So I've put it as save material. Down here where I've put text in. So what that is, you'll see on the next screen is when the students click on that link, because this is a text document, this is the box that will pop up. This wording and information will pop up. You note I'm moving your screen over to the right a bit. You notice up here you have a full toolbar to mess with the font, the type, the style, bold, italics. You can even embed video through this by toggling back and forth between HTML and text. You can put an anchor, or you can insert an image. You have many functions up there. And if we scroll down, of how it will appear for the student. When I set it on new window, that'll give you a pop-up screen that comes out at the student. If you leave it on same window, that'll keep the student it'll refresh the screen with that image on it, and the student will then have to use the breadcrumb at the top or the back arrow to go back. But with the pop-up window, I like that feature because I think it gives the students a little more mobility with what they can do with the content. These are all default settings. It's how the student can manipulate or utilize the pop-up window. I typically leave them the way they are, but that's on you. I want to point out, and this pops up with almost every page. If we scroll your screen over to the left, in the bottom left of pages, you'll see this link to Moodle Docs. This will take you out of your Moodle site and into Moodle Docs for this page. It's a very nice, handy tool to where if you're confused or if something's slipping your memory and you want to refresh yourself on the function of it, you can click on those links and it takes you to Moodle Docs, which is a collaborative tool that Moodle puts out there that helps explain in text mostly, sometimes in video shots, sometimes in audio and video format of what that page does and what that function is. Okay, so I'm going to move this back over to the right. I'm going to hit save and return to course because you got to remember to save it. Now we should in the new screen. It'll your screen catch up with mine. Okay. So if I was to click on Save Course Material, a pop-up window will appear. Let me move you up so you can see it. Okay, and here's the text that we inserted, which was required. The summary section is in the previous screen. If you noticed, it went from name to summary to required text. That summary section is for an instructor to make notes of what this was or what this is, so that in the future when you restore your course or zip your course, you can have kind of like notes or reference to point to. But this is the text, and this is how it would appear to the student. And notice too here that there's a Moodle Docs for this page as well that kind of give the ability to drop into it. And of course this is all done with turn editing on. That is something I should have said at the very beginning, but at this point you have to have editing on to be able to do these functions. Now the next one is the X. That deletes it. That takes whatever's there away. And Moodle will prompt you. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Moodle will prompt you. Notice here it says, are you absolutely sure you want to completely delete resource? Now it will stay in your folder, your file folder, which is something we get to in the future, but as far as how it appears on the screen, it would disappear. And so I don't want to, so I'm going to click no. It's going to take us back. And one of the last features I want to show you here is the icon that's a little eye. And what the eye icon is that's how you can control and manipulate what the students can and can't see inside that topic. We get into the next one about how you can control that entire section, but this is for each individual item inside that week or topic that you're working in. So if I click on the eye, it's going to close. When the screen refreshes, you can now see that the eye is closed. What that does is tells me that this isn't viewable to the student. So if you were to toggle back into student view, which is up by the turn editing on or off in the upper right hand corner, you would be able to see that, okay, it's not there anymore. Students can't see it. But then when you come back into your instructor role, you would be able to see it. And notice too that it changes colors. It's no longer the blue, but it changes to a gray for the hyperlink. By clicking it over, it then reappears visible and functional again, meaning the students can link to it.